Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a plant update video, so stay tuned so you can see all the amazing updates that I have on all my plants. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and hit that bell so you're always notified when I put out new videos. So let's get into the update. Okay guys, here is my Easter cactus. As you can see, it is growing wonderful new leaves, and it should be able to start blooming within the next couple of weeks, just in time for Easter. Okay guys, here is my wonderful Christmas cactus. As you can see, there are new leaves growing on this guy. All you can expect for Christmas cactuses this time of year, unless you're in a very cold climate, it's just new leaves at this point. But if you're in a very cold climate, like below 50 degrees at night, then you should see some buds coming up on your Christmas cactuses. Okay guys, here is my next Christmas cactus. And as you can see with this guy has some new leaves growing on it as well. And everybody's looking good. Just gotta water it today to make sure it gets enough water. And the soil I use is the moisture control soil, which I will show you at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But this guy right now is just growing some new leaves, and in Florida, that is all I can expect from my Christmas cactuses until the winter season. And here is my last Christmas cactus. As you can see, this guy has not given off any new leaves as of yet, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. It hasn't lost any leaves, so I'm not too worried about this guy. So here is my Dracula orchid. As you can see, it's growing lots and lots of new leaves. I just gotta take it outside to be watered, which I just water it with rainwater or distilled water is my watering method with all my plants. But that is the water I use for this guy. What I do is I take him outside, I hang him outside, and then I just pour water over him, and I let it drain, and then I bring it back inside. Here is the first orchid we are going to look at. This is my Phalaenopsis orchid. This is my one orchid that's not growing any flower spikes at this point. It's just growing lots and lots of roots. And if we turn this guy around for you, don't know if you can see, but this guy is growing some more roots actually. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but right there are some roots growing right there. There's 3 new roots coming in, so this guy is doing wonderfully. Okay guys, as you can see, this Phalaenopsis orchid is doing wonderfully. You can see Zach down there just staring at it. You can see it's growing lots and lots of new roots. It's growing nice roots, the leaves are nice, and the flowers are doing wonderful. No flowers have fallen off at this point, which is amazing. The root system, as you can see, is doing wonderfully. So you can see the root system doing quite well, and the flowers are still in bloom. None have fallen off, so everything is looking good. Okay guys, here's my next Phalaenopsis orchid. As you can see, the root system is doing good. This guy is very thirsty. You can tell that because the water is almost completely gone. Then we look up at the flowers. You can see that that flower right there is about to fall off, which is totally normal. The other flowers, as you can see, are doing wonderfully. They're nice and plump. That flower right there is about to fall off, which is totally natural. The leaves are doing well. We got some new roots coming in. So this guy is doing wonderfully. Okay guys, here's my next Phalaenopsis orchid. This one it also is not growing any flower spikes at this point, but you can see this long root. It's not a flower spike, that is a root. And you can also see that its Kiki is growing wonderfully as well. You can see the Kiki growing really nice, and everything is looking good. The previous leaves are getting bigger. The new leaves are getting bigger than the previous leaves, which is what I want to see. Okay guys, here is my next Phalaenopsis orchid. This guy is doing wonderfully. You can still see that leaf, dish leaf right here. It's still bending over. It's going to be like that for a while until it realizes it doesn't have to do that anymore. So now let's look at the spike and the flowers. As you can see, that is doing wonderful. Everybody's looking good. All the flowers are still nice and in bloom, and maybe they'll fall off in the next few weeks, maybe they won't. I'm happy either way. You can see that nice long flower spike, and the root system is doing wonderfully. So here is my next Phalaenopsis orchid. You can see the root system's doing nice, the leaves and those long roots are doing wonderfully, and a nice flower spike keeps going. So now I'm going to turn this pot around and show you the new root that is coming in and see if you guys can see it. So, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to try to zoom in so you can see it much better. But there is a root growing right there. There's a new root coming in right there. You can kind of see it right there. So it's coming in quite nicely. Here's this beautiful Phalaenopsis orchid. A leaf just fell off of it, as you can tell by the yellowing right there where the leaf was. So everything is looking good. I wait until the leaves are ready to fall off. I gently pull on them to see if they're ready to fall off. And that is what happened. There's no new root growth coming out of the plant just yet, but extending roots are coming. The leaf system is doing wonderfully. You can still see that flower spike coming in nicely, and the area roots are growing like crazy. And here is the next Phalaenopsis orchid. We also have a new root coming in with this guy. Right about there. Don't know if you can see, but it's just coming in, and then you see that nice new leaf coming in, and the flower spike is still nice and green. So everything is looking good with this guy. We got a new leaf coming in, we got a new root coming in, everything is looking good. Here is my other phal who is also growing a kiki, as you can see on the flower spike. But let's focus on the root system, because if you don't know, you guys can see it. But there is a new root coming in right there. There's a new root coming in right there. Got nice leaves. And we have this kiki who is growing some more leaves. There we go. So you guys can kind of see all the leaves coming in right there. They are growing and it's looking really, really good. Okay guys, this is one of my new additions to this guy. This guy has a bit of damage to him. I'm going to try to turn around so you can see it. Don't know if you can see it. I might have to bring the camera up to see it. But there is some damage in the leaves. I might have to bring my camera up to see it. Let's see. So, there is, whoop, there's damage right there. Whoever shipped this, I don't know if it's part of the shippers or is at the store, but somebody put a stake that holds the flower spikes up through the leaves. So, but otherwise, this guy is looking really, really good. All the flowers are nice. I'm just worried about the hole that went through the leaves. So here's this guy. This guy is doing wonderfully. There's not really much damage to this guy. It's just the edge of the leaf that's kind of falling apart. But other than that, this guy is looking good. You can see the flowers are looking good. And when I turn this guy around, you should be able to see a secondary flower spike right there. So there is the secondary flower spike that is growing. So everything is looking good with this guy. So here is my next Phalaenopsis orchid. This guy is doing well, though the root system, look at this, trying to make a comeback from being in all that bark and stagnant moss, kind of suffocating the roots a little bit. But everything is looking good, and there's those beautiful flowers. They're looking really, really good. No secondary spikes, no new leaf growth. But I think the roots are trying to make a comeback, and the beautiful flowers are still nice and bloom. Okay, this is my last Phalaenopsis orchid, and after this I will show you guys kind of what my setup is at this point of having so many orchids. But the root system is doing quite well. It looks like it's also trying to make a comeback. There's no new leaf growth. but look at those flowers growing so beautiful. None are going to fall off. A leaf did fall off, but it was the bottom leaf, so it's nothing to be so concerned about, but those flowers are looking beautiful. Okay, so this is my setup. I have 3 Phalaenopsis orchids on this shelf, and there you see my Easter cactus and my 3 Christmas cactuses. And this is all Phalaenopsis orchids right there. That's all my phals. And over here you see my hanging Dracula orchid. But yeah, I have a lot of orchids now. So look at that, all the beautiful orchids, and I have 3 down there. You can see all my fertilizers that I use. And I'll also show you the soil that I use for my Christmas and Easter cactuses. So this is the potting soil that I use for my Easter and Christmas cactuses. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but I love their products. I have the fertilizers, I have the planting soil. This is moisture control. That way you never have to worry about your plants being overwatered or underwatered. It will water them again when it's needed for them. So you never have to worry about overwatering, which is always a plus, especially if you're kind of busy like me. But yeah, there's the potting soil. And you can also see the Miracle-Gro fertilizers that I use. One for my rosebush outside and one for all of my plants other than my orchids. Okay, you saw all the amazing plants that I have, the fertilizers I use, the soil that I use. Let me know what you think about me doing my plant update this way, where you get to see every plant individually like that. Let me know what you guys think, but right now we're gonna go outside and see all the plants outside, if Zach will leave the table alone. So let's go outside. So here are all the aloe vera plants outside. As you can see, they're growing wonderfully. We got a couple getting really big, which is amazing, and we got some babies back there, but everybody seems to be doing pretty good. I haven't had to worry about watering them because it's rained the past couple of days, so I don't really need to worry about watering them, which they're in the cactus family, so they preserve water like they're in a desert even though they're in Florida. So yeah, I don't have to worry about watering these guys that often because they're part of the cactus family. So here are my rosebush that's doing wonderfully. It looks like it's making a comeback with all the rain and stuff and getting fertilized. So everything is looking good with the rosebush. It looks like it's trying to make a comeback. So hopefully we'll see some roses in the next few months. But everything looks good. Nice and green. Love it. Okay guys, we just came from outside. You saw all the amazing plant updates. Again, please let me know how you like this version of me doing all the inside plants individually like that. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and tell me that you like it. And if not, give me a thumbs down and tell me why you don't like it. I want to know your feedback on this. I kind of like it because it gives me time to really put into detail individually of all the plants and how they're growing. And I kind of like it that way. So let me know what you think, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell so you're always notified. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.